Coming up, our top stories of the night. A 16-year-old boy was shot multiple times while answering the door in Philadelphia. 6 people have been arrested due to last year's multi-million-dollar gold heist. And workers at Disney parks said they had gathered enough signatures to unionize. Stay tuned.
All right, Glassboro, we've got a very mild and overcast day today, but fear not, this weekend we've got some sun coming out on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, just in time for finals week.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Hello, and welcome to the National Rundown. A 16-year-old boy was shot multiple times when answering the door in Philadelphia. Police said, while 2 younger children who were sleeping inside avoided any injuries, the gunman came to the door around 11:53 p.m. on Monday. And when the 16-year-old opened it, at least 1 male entered the property and fired 6 shots, striking the 16-year-old in the abdomen and the arm. Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Scott Small told reporters, the teen has been listed in stable condition. No arrests have been made, and no weapons have been recovered, police said. 6 people have been arrested in last year's multi-million-dollar gold heist at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. Police in Canada and the U.S. said on Wednesday, April 17, 2023, an air cargo container carrying more than 22 million Canadian dollars worth of gold bars and foreign currency was stolen from a secure storage facility using fake paperwork, police say. The gold and currency had just arrived on an Air Canada flight from Zurich, Switzerland. Since then, police have also issued arrest warrants for 3 others, which they described as an inside job. All 9 suspects have been charged with over 19 counts. A new report is raising health concerns about Lunchables. The prepackaged boxed meals are popular with parents for their convenience and introduced to school cafeterias across the country last year. We get details now from Nancy Chen.
The popular longtime lunch staple being called out by Consumer Reports for what it says were high levels of sodium, lead, and other heavy metals found in store-bought versions. The group even asking the federal government to take them out of the menus of millions of kids through the federal school lunch program.
How high were the levels of lead and cadmium that you saw?
It ranged from as low as 7% to as high as over 70%. But it's important to note that the versions that are made available for the school lunch program were in the 70% range.
Consumer Reports said one package tested at 74% of the maximum lead allowed per day in California under what it calls the most protective state law.
There's no safe level for lead for kids. And so when you're exposing this much to them at such an early age, it can really increase the risk later on in life.
In a statement, Kraft Heinz, the manufacturer of Lunchables products, said lead and cadmium occur naturally in the environment and called the Consumer Reports study misleading, causing undue concern over the safety of our products, something we take seriously. All our products tested well below the acceptable limits. Dietitian Arlene Stein.
What do you recommend parents do?
One option would be that you try and balance out the rest of the day with healthier things, like, not having juice with it, drinking water.
Developing healthy habits that will last for years to come. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Lawmakers vote against hearing Arizona bill regarding the abortion ban. The Arizona House of Representatives has struggled again to advance a repeal of the state's abortion ban, which has been in place for 160 years. Following a couple of attempts to discuss a possible bill on the House floor, lawmakers voted against the measure. The votes were split 50-50, and the chair made the tiebreak. In the end, the bill itself was not brought up for a vote. Coming up, actors who portray Disney characters at Disneyland have started to unionize.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Actors who bring Disney characters to life at Disneyland are set to unionize. The workers said on Wednesday that they have gotten 2/3 of the workers to provide signatures. They have asked the Walt Disney Company to recognize their union, which they have decided to call Magic United. The group's demands are higher pay, a safe and sanitary workplace, and transparency in scheduling and rehiring. Now, here's Silent to share an update on Coachella. So Silent, I'm doing good. So I would like to begin by asking, what is the history of Coachella?
Coachella is an annual music and arts festival held at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California, located in the Coachella Valley, hence the name, in the Colorado desert, we're not eating it. It was co-founded by Paul Tollett and Rick Van Santen in 1999 and is organized by Golden Voice, a subsidiary of AEG Presents.
When is Coachella?
So this is the 23rd Coachella Festival, and it will take place over 2 weekends, April 12th to 14th and April 19th to the 21st. So with one weekend already passed and one to come, there's so much excitement circulating around the festival of what's happened and who's been there, as well as what is going to come.
What celebrities have been or are performing?
So the setlist actually places the artists to perform on specific days for both of the weekends. This year's headliners include Lana Del Rey, Tyler the Creator, and Doja Cat, alongside a special reunion of No Doubt, the Gwen Stefani fronted 1990s sensation behind hits Don't Speak and Just a Girl, with some other notable performers including Lil Uzi Vert, Sabrina Carpenter, Ice Spice, Lil Yachty, Renee Rapp, BB Rexa, and there are so many more mentioned on the set list.
Outside of performers, what other celebrities have been there?
Every year, social media explodes with who's attending and what are they wearing. So this year, most notably, we have seen Taylor Swift and her boyfriend Travis Kelce, Justin and Hailey Bieber, Jaden Smith, Nina Dobrev and Shaun White, Megan Fox, and a whole lot of well-known TikTok and social media stars as well, such as like Charli D'Amelio.
All right, thank you very much, Silent.
Of course.
2 people that were on the film set for Rust are convicted in the fatal shooting. The film's armor, Hannah Gutierrez, is found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, and she is sentenced to 18 months in prison. The film's first assistant director, David Halls, was charged with negligent use of a deadly weapon in connection with the incident. Turning to Alec Baldwin, he has pleaded not guilty and is awaiting his trial on involuntary manslaughter, which will start in July. A World War II logbook is found tucked away in a piece of furniture. While the type of furniture has not been discussed, Brenda O'Keefe, a Massachusetts resident, found a small military green notebook bound in leather that she gave to the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. The book's author is unknown, but descriptions of the ship's activities and travels during World War II are written and preserved in this historical timepiece, which is shocking as it was, likely from Alexander's wreck, a sunken U.S. naval destroyer escort. After the break, we will unpack why the NPR editor is resigning.
Got a quarter?
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Senior editor at NPR announces resignation. Uri Berliner has worked for the National Public Radio for 25 years. Having decided to leave his position with the company after being suspended for claiming the network has been losing America's trust through pushing progressive views and suppressing dissenting opinions, Berliner announced his resignation by posting to X, the former Twitter. Let's turn to Bryn to see what is going on in the world of sports.
Caitlin Clark is sticking with the swoosh. Days after being taken first overall in the Indiana Fevers on Monday's WNBA draft, Clark is expected to sign an 8-figure endorsement deal with Nike and get her own signature shoe, according to The Athletic. Clark had an NIL deal with Nike as a college player, but flipped to Panini instead of in the start of her pro career. In March, industry sources estimated that Clark could fetch $1 million annually for her shoe deal. Adidas and Armour Under are also pursuing Clark, with Warrior star Steph Curry sitting in Clark's pitch meeting. Clark set numerous records at Iowa while breaking and re-breaking television ratings and selling out arenas nationwide. A federal appeals court ruled that West Virginia's law banning transgender girls from playing on girls' sports teams violated Title IX. The court found that the law could not be applied to Becky Pepper Johnson, a 13-year-old girl who had been publicly living as a girl for more than 5 years. Most Republican-controlled states have passed restrictions on transgender people's sports participation and gender-affirming health care for minors. West Virginia is one in 24 states that ban transgender women from participating in certain women's and girls' sports competitions. The ACLU ruled, quote, sending a message of hope to transgender youth of West Virginia and a warning to politicians who continue to dehumanize this vulnerable population.
Coming up shortly, Isaac will discuss the bright and sunny weekend we have up ahead. Social media giant TikTok has doubled its advertising spending in recent months as it continues to push back against a potential ban here in the US. Having spent close to $5 million on advertisements across platforms in the past 3 months, with the primary slogan being #KeepTikTok, appearing across the internet from a variety of users. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, has connections to the Chinese government, which spurred the potential ban. They have a number of months to either divest their shares in TikTok or be removed from app stores. And now we have Isaac with the weather forecast.
All right, Glassboro, I've got your 5-day forecast coming up. It looks like it's going to be a pretty mild weekend ahead of us. Tonight we've got a high of 56, low of 45, a bit of cloud coverage, but pretty good weather for a late night stroll. Coming into the weekend, we have a bit of rain and weather coming on Friday and Saturday with cloudy and partly cloudy conditions. Although weather's going to be getting a bit higher out, with Saturday reaching a high of 68 with a low of 49. Although moving into next week, we have a bit of turbulent weather. Sunday, plenty of cloud coverage, high of 58, low of 41. Although Monday and Tuesday, as spring continues to bloom, we've got plenty of sun out. Nice high, almost summer-like temperatures with a high of 64 and 69 respectively. Although it's probably going to get a bit colder out as the night comes on, as that's why we've got those lows of 43 and 40 respectively. Although it's plenty good as we continue to move into spring with May right around the corner. And that's been your 5-day forecast. I'm Isaac Linsk. Thank you so much. All right, so out in the borough, we've got a pretty overcast day today with sun just peeking through a little bit in the clouds right there. But it looks like it is going to warm up quite a bit on this weekend. And on my walk into the studio, I caught this little squirrel there eating a chip. I know for one thing, I'm excited for this weekend's sunny weather. I know it'll be nice with the finals season and everything like that.
I need those clouds to go away. I need the sun now, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to wearing some shorts as opposed to jackets in the next couple of weeks, that's for sure.
Yeah, I feel like we're overdue for it.
Definitely.
Anyway, that'll be all the time for today's newscast. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.